Ria was always fascinated by the occult. She loved reading books and articles about witchcraft, astrology, and paranormal phenomena. She often visited the local library to borrow books on these topics. One day, she stumbled upon a book that caught her eye. It was a thick leather-bound tome with no title or author name on the cover. She opened it and saw that it was written in a strange language that she could not understand. She felt a surge of curiosity and excitement. She decided to take the book home and try to decipher it. She spent hours poring over the book, using online translators and dictionaries to make sense of the words. She realized that the book was a collection of black magic spells, rituals, and curses. She was thrilled by her discovery. She wanted to try some of the spells and see if they worked. She chose a simple one that promised to make her more attractive and charming. She followed the instructions carefully, gathering the required ingredients and chanting the words. She felt a tingling sensation in her body as she completed the spell. She looked at herself in the mirror and smiled. She thought she saw a subtle change in her appearance. She felt more confident and happy. The next day, she went to school and noticed that everyone was paying more attention to her. Her classmates complimented her on her looks and style. Her teachers praised her for her work and participation. Her crush, Rohan, asked her out for a date. She was overjoyed by the results of the spell. She decided to try more spells from the book, hoping to improve other aspects of her life. She cast spells to make her smarter, richer, luckier, and more popular. She became the star of her school, acing every test, winning every contest, and making many friends. She also cast spells to harm her enemies, such as her bullies, rivals, and ex-friends. She made them suffer from accidents, illnesses, misfortunes, and humiliations. She felt powerful and invincible. However, she soon realized that there was a price to pay for her magic. She started to experience nightmares, hallucinations, and pains in her body. She noticed that her skin was becoming pale and dry, her hair was falling out, and her nails were cracking. She felt weak and tired all the time. She also noticed that the people around her were changing as well. Her parents became distant and cold, her friends became jealous and hostile, and her boyfriend became possessive and abusive. She felt lonely and scared. She tried to stop using the book, but she found that she could not resist its allure. The book seemed to have a mind of its own, whispering in her ear and tempting her to cast more spells. It told her that she had to complete all the spells in the book, or else she would face terrible consequences. It said that it was too late to turn back, that she had sold her soul to the dark forces. She became obsessed with the book, spending all her time reading it and casting spells. She isolated herself from everyone else, ignoring their calls and messages. She locked herself in her room, surrounded by candles, incense, and symbols. She lost track of time and reality. One night, she reached the last page of the book. It was a spell that claimed to grant her ultimate power and knowledge. It required a sacrifice of blood from a living being. She decided to use her pet cat as the sacrifice. She grabbed the cat and slit its throat with a knife. She collected its blood in a bowl and poured it over the book. She recited the words of the spell with a manic grin on her face. She waited for something to happen, but nothing did. She felt angry and cheated. She threw the book on the floor and cursed at it. Suddenly, she heard a loud thud from outside her door. She opened it and saw that her parents were lying on the floor, dead. Their bodies were covered in blood and wounds. She screamed in horror. She heard a voice in her head say, "Thank you for your service, my child. You have completed my work." She looked at the book and saw that it had changed its appearance. It now had a title and an author name on the cover. The Spell Book, by Satan. She realized too late that she had been tricked by the devil himself. She dropped to her knees and sobbed. She had lost everything.